car market is in trouble. You might have heard the whispers, but now it's official. 2025 is shaping up to be the year that changes everything for the automotive industry. What was once a stable, thriving market is suddenly spiraling into a crisis that could rival the economic downturns of the past. We have a goal to reach 150 subscribers. Help us to reach it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a crazy time for the car market, but what we're seeing now is something that no one expected. In 2025, the car market crash is happening, and it's way worse than we ever anticipated. Prices are falling, dealerships are struggling, and consumers are beginning to feel the real consequences of a market that's finally hit its breaking point. But why is this happening now? How did we get here? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future of car buying, car manufacturing, and even the economy as a whole? Stick with me as we dive deep into the 2025 car market crash, why it's happening, and what it means for you. To understand why the car market crash in 2025 is so severe, we need to look at how we got here in the first place. For years, car prices have been rising, steadily, and sometimes uncontrollably. With the pandemic-induced chip shortage, production delays, and inflation, prices on new and used vehicles hit record highs. In some cases, the price of a used car went up by as much as 30–40% in just a few months. This skyrocketing price trend was largely driven by supply chain issues, especially the semiconductor chip shortage, which slowed production, making cars more scarce and pushing prices even higher. Dealers, seeing this as an opportunity to maximize profits, started charging premiums on everything from SUVs to basic sedans. Consumers had no choice but to pay because their options were limited. It became a seller's market, and the average price of a new car ballooned to nearly $50,000 in 2023, up from around $34,000 just 5 years ago. But now we're seeing the inevitable correction. After years of sky-high prices, the market is now flooded with unsold inventory. And here's the kicker: demand just isn't there anymore. Many consumers are now feeling the squeeze from higher interest rates, soaring gas prices, and the general economic uncertainty caused by inflation and job instability. As a result, more and more people are holding off on big purchases like cars, especially those with higher price tags. The affordability of vehicles has become a real issue. Car buyers who could once easily finance a vehicle are now finding themselves priced out of the market or stuck with monthly payments that are simply too high. According to recent reports, car sales have plummeted by nearly 25% in the first quarter of 2025 alone. That's an insane drop, and it's a clear signal that the demand is not there to support these inflated prices. One of the major factors driving this market crash is the massive rise in interest rates. The Federal Reserve's aggressive rate hikes in an attempt to tame inflation have directly impacted car loans. As interest rates increase, the cost of borrowing goes up, meaning consumers are facing higher monthly payments for the same car. For many, that means the cars they once could afford are now out of reach. Take a look at this example. Let's say a consumer was looking to buy a car for $35,000 in 2022 with a 3% APR. Their monthly payment might have been around $600. Now, with interest rates hovering around 7%, that same car would cost them closer to $750 per month, making it harder to justify the purchase. And it's not just new cars that are affected. Used car prices are also experiencing a massive correction. After the chip shortage left a void in the new car market, many consumers turned to used cars. This caused prices for pre-owned vehicles to surge by as much as 40–50% in 2021 and 2022. But with the new car market now cooling down, used car prices are following suit. The value of used vehicles has started to drop dramatically, leaving consumers who paid premium prices for their used cars facing steep depreciation. In some cases, used cars that were selling for $25,000 a year ago are now worth only $17,000. That's a massive loss for anyone who bought a vehicle at the height of the market. But the 2025 car market crash isn't just about high prices and falling demand. There's also a seismic shift occurring within the market: the rise of electric vehicles, EVs. As governments push for stricter emission standards and more consumers turn to eco-friendly options, EVs have gained popularity, and that's putting additional pressure on traditional gas-powered vehicles. The issue? EV adoption is growing faster than many manufacturers can keep up with. The production of electric vehicles is increasing rapidly, but there's still a lot of uncertainty about the long-term demand for EVs. Not to mention, EV prices are still high, and the charging infrastructure isn't as widespread as it needs to be. As more consumers shift toward electric cars, traditional internal combustion engine vehicles could be facing even steeper price drops and a harder time finding buyers. Those who just invested in a new gas-powered truck or sedan may see their investments lose value much faster than expected. In the end, the 2025 car market crash is a wake-up call. The good times are over, and the industry is in for some tough adjustments. We're going to see more consolidation, changes in consumer behavior, and potentially a complete rethinking of how cars are sold and financed. So what do you think? Are you ready for the 2025 car market crash? Do you think this will have a long-term impact on the industry? Or is it just a temporary bump in the road? And let me know your thoughts in the comments below.